If you've ever played a paladin, you probably still aren't aware of what Divine Sense does, because you've never used it, so I'll just summarize it here. As an action, you know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover until the end of your next turn. You know the type of the being whose presence you sense, but not its identity. Within the same radius, you also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated, as with the Hallow spell. And honestly, it's more situational than a deep sea fire alarm. The first time I read over this feature, I was like, cool, so you can use it to see if an abandoned house is safe enough to take a short rest in, or to find hiding enemies in the middle of a forest ambush. But no, you can't see creatures behind total cover, which includes walls, but also things like trees. In my years of playing and talking about D&D, I know of one singular instance where this feature was used and it did nothing. So I got to thinking, what function does it actually serve? After a lot of consideration, I've come up with 3 situations in which this feature can be useful. The first is, if you suspect or know there's a celestial fiend or undead in the room with you, but they're invisible. In that case, you would know where they are. The second situation is to find out if the person you're talking to is one of these creature types. It doesn't necessarily tell you too much, but it might be useful in this case. And the last one I can think of is if you lost one of these creatures in a crowd during a chase or something. And this might help you find them, I guess. But that's really it. How often do you think you'll end up in these situations? Because I know I never have, and I doubt I ever will. Unless a DM creates a situation like this just to spite me. In my opinion, this feature should be buffed by just removing the full cover exemption, or maybe reducing it to not penetrate certain things like the Detect Magic spell does. Although maybe that would warrant reducing the range to 30 feet to balance it out. I feel like that would be more sensible.